Welcome to the broadcast. Our sign language interpreter tonight is Meresha Owiti. Let's begin here in Nairobi. Tonight, the life of Kenya's 12th parliament hangs in the balance after Chief Justice David Maraga wrote to President Uhuru Kenyatta advising him to dissolve parliament in accordance with Article 261 of the Constitution for failure to enact the two-thirds gender rule. In his 10-page memorandum to the head of state, Maraga says he has received a total of 6 petitions on the matter, and it is time to endure the pain in order to remind the country that choices, particularly on constitutional obligations, do have consequences. We begin tonight with KTN senior political reporter Duncan Haimba.
This is the 10-page letter from Chief Justice David Maraga to the President, demanding that he moves with speed to dissolve Parliament for failing to obey the Constitution. CJ Maraga is armed with 6 petitions tabled before him in the matter for dissolution of Parliament as filed by Margaret Toili, Frederick Gishanga Mbugwa, Stephen Owoko and John Wangai, Aoko Bernard, former Member of Parliament David Sudi, and lastly, the Law Society of Kenya, LSK. The petitions based on the ground that despite 4 court orders compelling Parliament to enact legislation required to implement the two-thirds gender rule in accordance with Article 27(3), read together with 81B and Article 100 of the Constitution, Parliament has blatantly failed, refused, and/or neglected to do so. It is on this premise that Chief Justice Maraga tells the President that, and I quote, "There is no doubt that dissolution of Parliament will cause inconvenience and even economic hardship. But in the circumstances, as a country, let us endure pain, if we must, only if to remind ourselves as a country that choices, and particularly choices on constitutional obligations, have consequences." He adds, "Let us endure pain, if only to remind the electorate to hold their parliamentary representatives accountable. Let us endure pain, if only to remind ourselves that as a country, being a democracy that has chosen to be governed by the rule of law, we must say no to impunity and hold everyone accountable for their actions or omissions." Ending by saying, "It is my constitutional duty to advise you, the President of the Republic of Kenya, which I hereby do, to dissolve Parliament in accordance with Article 261(7) of the Constitution." End of quote. In an exclusive interview with KTN News 2 weeks ago, LSK President Nelson Havi stated that President's action on the matter is inconsequential, given that once the Chief Justice writes to him, then Parliament automatically ceases to be lawfully constituted, and whatever is transacted thereafter becomes null and void.
It must be understood by the people of Kenya, if the Chief Justice will advise the President to dissolve Parliament, then effective that day, Parliament ceases being lawfully constituted. It doesn't really matter what the President of the Republic of Kenya will do. All laws that will be made by Parliament subsequent to the decision of the Chief Justice will be null and void. All actions, all oversight, all investigations will be of no consequence. And by doing so, the Chief Justice will have vindicated the rule of law and ensured that the Constitution means something to the people of Kenya.
National Assembly Speaker Justin Muturi had touched on the petition a few days back.
We should not be indeed worried about the fact that the 12th Parliament may come to an end and that there could be some impending retirement.
As to whether the President will execute this colossal constitutional duty once it lands on his table has been a question on many people's mind.
It is on this backdrop that the failures of the administration of President Uhuru Kenyatta can be highlighted. They do not follow the law. they consider the law as a great inconvenience.
The country will be waiting with bated breath to see what step the president will take.